guys, welcome back to Ella's Vintage Design. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having an amazing weekend. We're supposed to have more storms today. Shock. Hope you guys are staying dry wherever you are. Today we are doing a double vintage meal. It is one of my grandmother's recipes that I inherited from her, so excited. And one from one of my favorite vintage cookbooks that I own, the Mirro cookbook. So the main meal is going to be fried cabbage and sausage, and this is a southern favorite. For that, I'm going to need one onion, probably about half because this is a rather large onion, and I'll use the other half in the other recipe. And then some sausage. I'm just using Hillshire Farm beef smoked sausage. You can use andouille sausage. It's just Walmart didn't have any. And then I have a green cabbage. But we're not going to start this part right now. All we're going to do right now is our German potato salad. And that recipe is in my little vintage cookbook here. And it's German potato salad. It can be served warm or cold. It is boiled potatoes, diced onion, so I'll use the other part of my large yellow onion, salt, paprika, vinegar, water, and cooked eggs. So after I boil my potatoes, I will go ahead and put those boiling as well, my eggs. But for the potatoes, I got these really good Baby Dutch yellow potatoes. We eat these a lot. They're really a creamy potato. They're small, so they'll boil fast. I just really like eating and cooking with these, and I thought they would be perfect with this potato salad because I'm going to make half of it kind of smashed and half of it I'm going to leave it kind of whole. And we'll just do a little taste test on which works better, because believe it or not, sometimes smashed versus whole does make a difference. And the recipe does not say whether to smash or not. It says you can also add, bacon if you want. I'm not going to because we're going to have sausage in our sausage and cabbage. So I'm going to get my water boiling and I'll drop my potatoes in. With my potatoes, I'm going to drop in just some salt because if you don't know, potatoes always need salt. And I'll drop in just a little oil, just a tad. So let's get started. I did about halfway in my water. I will see when I put my potatoes in if they're covered or not. If they're not covered, I will add some more water. If they're covered, then we're good. What I'm going to do before I drop these little potatoes in this water is I'm going to put them in my colander and wash them real quick. So let's do that. Wash them 3 times between 2 different colanders. And oh yay, that was plenty of water. They are definitely all covered by the water. I'm going to add in my salt and just a tad of oil. A little bit of oil will keep them from getting too stuck together, and then we're going to put in some salt. And again, potatoes require a lot of salt. Okay. This is a turbo boil burner. It doesn't take it long to come to a boil. It'll probably take about 30 minutes with them being small. And I'm going to leave the peel on because that's what we like. But of course, you could get a larger potato and peel them if your family doesn't like potato peels. Alright guys, after the potatoes come to a boil and have drained a little bit, I'll be back and we will chop up our sausage, get it started in our skillet. Once it's cooked and has a nice char on it, we will throw in our chopped up cabbage with our onion. We'll probably throw in our onion to cook with the sausage a little bit. That way you can get a lot of good flavor. And then we'll chop our cabbage. We'll cover that. And then we'll make our German potato salad while we're waiting on our sausage and cabbage to finish up. I will put the eggs on off camera, but I will probably boil about 2 eggs to go in our German potato salad. And we're going to go ahead and pull the other ingredients, which I will have out when we come back. I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, I've got my eggs on, my potatoes are at the back. They're done. We're just not going to mess with them yet. I'm going to get my sausage cut up real quick, put it in the skillet with a little oil, and we'll add in half of our onion with that. And once that gets nice kind of brown and toasted, because the sausage is technically already cooked, once it gets nice crisped up, we will add the cabbage we're going to chop up. So I'm going to just do all that real fast. And again, I'm using Hillshire Farm beef sausage. It's, you know, it's okay. We used to get a really good kind locally, but they don't sell it in our stores anymore. It was Hill Chapel's sausage. And then I like to do andouille, but I don't think Larry really cares for andouille too much. So I'm just going to do this beef sausage. We used to do a hot, spicy sausage, but I just cannot with the CRPS. Eating spicy is just not an option. Now Henry always loves the smell of this bag. When I put it in the trash, I'll look up and his little nose will be over there. And both recipes, as usual, will be down in the description. Now, if you wanted one more side with this, a bean like a pinto bean or a pork and bean, would be a nice addition as well. This also keeps, and it's good for leftovers, which is nice because it does make, you know, a nice amount. I just added about a tablespoon of oil just to keep my sausage from sticking and me having to scrub my pan so much. I really don't like cooking with oil. It's messy and not the best for you, but in some cases it's just totally necessary. You could also grill your sausage outside and come in and cut it up and stir it in with your cabbage if you wanted to, and you would just do your cabbage and your onion in your skillet on the stove. You could even do all of it out on your grill if you wanted to. That's a great way to do it for summertime when it's really hot and you don't want to, you know, have your oven, not your oven, you don't want to have your stove heating up your kitchen. getting all sorts of severe weather watches on my phone again, which is not fun. We had that really big storm Tuesday and knocked power out everywhere. Okay, so I layered the sausage evenly on the bottom of the skillet. It just makes it easier to cook and make sure, at least try to get it all browned fairly consistently. Rinse off my cutting board and my knife real quick. Okay, now I'm going to do half of my onion. Hear that sound? My sausages started to sizzle. Putting the timer on for my eggs so I don't have to worry about watching them. Henry, stay out of the trash. Told you, he loves the smell of that sausage. Cabbage squash. I start with a small piece of cabbage and cut it, chop it up, and then I'll get another section and chop that up until I feel like I have enough cabbage. And remember, when you cook cabbage, it will shrink down. Okay? Now see, the sausage has got nice color. I'm going to flip them real quick. I wish I could smell in here because it smells delicious. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to throw in my onion now and let it soften up while I cut up the rest of the cabbage. It'll take your onion about 5 minutes to soften, and you want it translucent. And then I just cut my cabbage into long strips like that. And remember, cabbage is a lot water. So as you cook it, the water cooks out of it, and that's when it shrivels up. In the meantime, with the German potato salad, I'm hard-boiling my eggs because I don't like runny eggs in potato salad. I want nice, fully cooked yolks and egg whites. Wish you could smell it, but this is what it looks like so far. That's just your sausage and your onion cooking. They brought a way larger cabbage than I would have purchased for this, but that's probably what they had in the store. We'll wait, and when it's time to put the cabbage in, then I'll see if I need to cut more or not. All I do is drop the cabbage in, try to break up the little sections. And remember, the cabbage will cook way down, so and I'm just stirring the cabbage in, making sure it gets all that good sausage flavor from the bottom of the pan. Now at this point, we're going to add a little bit of seasoning. So we're going to add just a hint of salt, and that'll help your cabbage release the water. We're going to add a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder. If you wanted to add some spice, you could add Tony Chachere's is real good for this. You could add red pepper if you wanted to, you know, whatever heat level you like. You could also add pepper flakes if you wanted to. To keep with the vintage recipe theme that goes on, I'm going to add a little paprika to this because it's also in the potato salad, and that will help the that will help the flavors just marry together a little bit. Just a little bit, just enough to add a little color. And we're going to add some onion powder. Yes, we added onion, but you always need a little help with, if you have fresh garlic or real fresh onion, to add a little powder too. It just kind of helps bump up that flavor a little bit more. And these vintage recipes just don't have a lot of seasoning, so you know, feel free to add in as much or as little as you would like. Okay, I think I cut up the perfect amount of cabbage. So what I'm going to do is move this to the back burner and just let the heat from the pan wilt the rest of the cabbage down. So I'll move that off the burner, turn the burner off, and I'm going to get a lid. And we're just going to let that wilt at the back now because it is cooked. What I didn't use, I'll put in a bag and save for later, of the cabbage. Now, what we're going to do next is our potato salad. So let me get the recipe. And let's see. Okay, I'm going to get another skillet. I'm going to put the rest of our chopped onion in it with a little oil and start sweating that onion down. Now this is a very cooking pot intensive 2 recipes, so I would recommend making sure your dishwasher is nice and empty before you cook this so everything fits. Let me get my cutting board back, and we'll chop up what's left of our onion and put it in our pan. And this is making the kitchen rather warm, so again, I would not cook this inside if it's a really hot day, but you could do all of this out on your grill. Okay, I'm going to turn the burner back on. I'm going to add a little salt to our onion just to help it sweat down. Okay, we're going to add into this, to our onions, a little vinegar. Once they're sweated down. and a little paprika. And we'll stir it all together, and then we'll stir that into our potatoes, and then we'll top with our eggs. It's a very simple potato salad. Our eggs are ready to take off, so I'm just going to turn the burner and run some cold water in them. Check on our onion. Almost not quite. So we'll let them cook down a little bit more. While we're doing that, we're going to take our potatoes that have been sitting and drain them. There's our potatoes. Beautiful little golden delicious potatoes. I'm going to put them on a hot pad just right here. Okay. Our onion is ready now. I'm going to turn it down and we're going to splash in a little vinegar. And some paprika. Well, onion powder. We're going to put this mixture, which is our vinegar, our paprika, and our onions, over our potatoes. And then we'll kind of mash it all together. What I'm going to do is take a potato masher and mash our onions and our potatoes together. This is a savory potato salad. Now this potato salad used the vinegar and the oil mixture from the onion and doesn't use like a mayo mustard base, which is what a lot of people, especially in the South, are used to. It's really good. The onions and the vinegar mixture add a lot of flavor. I'm not going to put the egg in it. I'm going to leave that on the side. I'll chop the eggs up real quick and we can just spoon them on top. And there we go. That is it. Let me get a plate and show you what it all looks like. I get some of our southern fried sausage and cabbage. Looks really good. Oops. And then I'll get some of our German potato salad. And there we go. Remember, you can spice this up as your taste buds, as you like. That potato salad has a tang to it. It's really good. It's not your traditional potato salad, and it's nice for a different change of pace. Let's try this cabbage and sausage. That cabbage and sausage is so good. Takes me back to when my grandmother used to cook for us. It's really nostalgic and just has such a good flavor. So guys, this was Cooking Vintage episode 5. Sorry it was a little bit late, but you have your fried sausage and cabbage and your German potato salad. If you like this video, don't forget, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button with that little bell because we have a lot of great videos coming your way. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.